Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a long while since I've made a video, but I did want to jump on real quick and kind of go over my 2019 planner slash notebook lineup, or at least how it's going to start 2019. We'll see if I stick with all of these planners, but I have currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 planners slash notebooks that I intend on using in 2019. I'm going to start with the smaller ones first, so let me move these off the desk. Sorry if that's noisy. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing for 2019 is first I have this mini Happy Planner cover. It doesn't actually have a planner in it. What I'm going to be using this one for is basically for a brain dump slash mind sweep notebook that I'm going to kind of carry around with me everywhere I go. I just have note paper in here that I've cut down to size. It's not notebook paper, it's just printer paper that I printed lines onto. So anything that I need to purge my mind of is just going in this. I'll put lists in here and things like that. So that is the first. So it's not technically a planner, but it is kind of a notebook type thing. The second is going to be my mini. This will be on my mini on the go. What I'm going to do is put it in my recollections planner that I removed the rings out of. And so I'll keep obviously the calendar in here for appointments, things like that, and then I'll keep a section for notes and a section for lists. I'm not going to do flip throughs of my planners at this point. Some of them aren't even set up yet, so what I'm going to do is hopefully do videos on each one with a notebook or planner setup of each one. So that's what the plan is for this one. Next are these two. These are the Martha Stewart ones from Staples. One of them, I don't know which one I'm going to do in which just yet. One of them is going to be my GTD planner, Getting Things Done. And if you haven't read that book by David Allen, I highly recommend you do. It is a game changer. I have not implemented it completely yet, and even the little bit that I have has made my brain so much clearer. So I would highly recommend that book. And then the other one is going to be for social media, blogs, things like that I want to be better at this year. I also am going to have notes and things for printables that I'm going to be doing. It was never my intention to make printables, but when I started making budgeting videos, people started asking for the printables that I made for my budget planner, like the expense trackers and things like that. And I actually really started to enjoy making them. So I think I'm going to do more of that, and then I'm going to most likely set up a blog and then, sell them on that blog, and also have free printables on that blog as well. So that is the intention for these two. The next two, I'm a little bit torn on which to do what. Originally, this one with the flowers on it, the hibiscus flowers, was going to be for book notes, like when I read a book and to be able to make notes on it. I was going to use this one, and then this one I was going to use as a holiday planner because of the clear cover, like frosted clear cover. That way you could put paper, scrapbook paper, or anything seasonal scrapbook paper in here. That way it can change with the seasons. So that was my original intention. However, then I got this letter size ARC discbound planner from Staples, and what I'm going to use this for is to put the recipes in for the holidays. So if I have my Thanksgiving recipes and things like that, I want to put them in here. And the reason is because I want to have them in sheet protectors. I don't like my recipes outside of sheet protectors because they get dirty, and the only sheet protectors I could find are for the letter size. These are the sheet protectors, discbound sheet protectors from Staples. They used to sell junior size ones, but they do not do that anymore. So I have to keep them in a letter size, my recipes in a letter sized discbound planner. I mean, I could keep them in a binder, which is what I do with all my other recipes, but I wanted the holiday ones to be all in one place and easily accessible and easy to rip in and out. Not rip, but you know what I mean, remove. So I was gonna do this, but since this matches this one, I probably am going to make this one the holiday planner just because it matches and it makes sense that way. So this one will possibly end up being my book notes one instead of vice versa. So that is the plan for now for those. Next are my classic planners slash notebooks. So I've got 4 of these. This one is going to be for work. So what I did was, obviously this is the cover for the Happy Notes, and then I made my calendar inserts. This is for deadlines and things like that for work. And then in the first section, I have to flip a couple pages because I actually started using this today. So in the first section I made a call log printable, so I can put the date, the color, the little message or notes regarding that conversation. What I'm currently using, or what I was using prior to today, was just a spiral bound notebook, and I'd jot notes down and they wouldn't have enough information. Like I would forget to put the person's name down or something like that, so I'd go back and have to stare at my notebook and try and figure out who was I talking to, what did they want. So I'm trying to be a little bit more organized when it comes to that in 2019. So that's the first section after the calendar section. Then I have a section where I created inserts for actual orders that are placed with us over the phone. A lot of our orders are calls, like people will call in and say, hey, I want to reorder whatever, and they just kind of blah everything out at one time, so you're kind of quickly jotting down notes. So I created this, so hopefully I'll stay a little bit more organized. And then the last section is just note pages from the Happy Planner, in case I need to jot something down. And then I also, let me see, I just have, yeah, I can't open it, but this is interesting to do. Okay. I also just have some like little note paper that I put in there just in case I need to jot something down to give to somebody. I don't want to jot it down on my nice Happy Planner paper and rip it out of my book. So this will predominantly stay at work. Occasionally I will need to bring it with me home just in case I need to write up a work order or things like that, because we have an actual system that we have to write our work orders in, but when they're telling you this stuff on the phone, you can't sit there and type while you're doing it because they're like in a rush and they just want to say, hey, I want this, this, and that, and the other, and they don't want to sit and wait for you to log into your computer or bring up the screen or type in the specific fields. So it's almost impossible to have a finalized order while the person's placing their order. So like I said, that will predominantly live at my work. My main planner is the Socialite planner. Last year I realized that I'm probably not a vertical planner. I didn't like it. I write really big and I felt really confined to the small spaces. However, this one was so cute. I figured I would give it another shot this year, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to work out as far as the kind of content I tried to put in my planner last year. So I'm going to do it a little bit different this year and hopefully it'll work. But I really liked the Socialite layout. I really liked how pretty it was, and then I really love this calendar. So I figured I'd give it a shot. We'll see what happens. So that will be my main planner, and like I said, I'll do setup videos for these planners individually. That way it doesn't make the video too long. My next planner is the I forget the name. I even looked it up before making this video and I completely forgot what it was, but it's the one that's mom-ish without being, it's not obviously the super mom planner, but it is mom related, and it is a horizontal, so I'll probably end up liking this one better than the vertical. But what I'm going to use this one for is definitely my Fly Lady information, like my Fly Lady missions and whatever zones. And then the monthly, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to, I could open to a monthly, if I'm going to use this as, I was thinking either meal planning in these little squares, or my other idea was memory keeping, because I'm terrible at the whole journaling and memory keeping and all that stuff. There's no way I'd be able to fill out one of those big Happy Planner memory planner things. I'm just terrible at following through with stuff. I don't want to, you know, I won't print out photos. Not that I don't want to, I won't. I have photos in my phone and I never print them out and things like that. Like last year in my 2018 lineup, I said I was going to use my mini for memory keeping, and you know, I thought maybe that small little confined space I'd be able to, you know, memory plan in that or whatever, or memory keep, I guess. I failed miserably at that. I ended up not doing that. So this will either be, like I said, meals, or it will be just a little quick jot down of something that happened during the day. But to be honest, I probably won't follow through with the whole memory keeping part of it, so it'll probably end up being meals. Because like I said, I'm terrible at that kind of thing. So that is that planner. And my last classic planner is my budget planner. This is the same cover as last year. I actually did buy the budget planner for 2019, but I hated the cover. I didn't like the stripes. I'm not a fan of gold. I like silver, but I'm not a fan of like the gold foiling on there. So I kept the dividers from last year and I just made my own calendar to put in them. So that is what I'm going to use this obviously for budgeting with the inserts that I make. I left the gigantic rings on it again this year. It looks ridiculous now, but eventually it will get very full because I keep my expense trackers in the planner. So rather than take them out and then have to put them back on these giant rings or discs in a couple months, I just figured I'd leave them on there and let it look ridiculous for a couple months until it fills up. So that will be my budget. Then my last planner is a big, which I am actually not going to use as a planner. I am going to use this for my AIP reintroduction and fitness. And if you don't know, AIP is autoimmune protocol. I am currently on the autoimmune diet. I have been for like a year, or probably a little bit more actually, a little bit more than a year. With AIP, it's a very, very, very strict diet, but then you eventually start reintroducing stuff. And I'm at the point where I have to start reintroducing stuff because it's such a rigid diet. I have lost an overwhelming amount of weight, which I didn't have to lose to begin with. I lost like 30 pounds and I only weighed 100 and something, like in the low hundreds to begin with. So I've lost, I'm at 88 pounds now. So it's quite ridiculous and almost sickening how thin I am. So I'm at the point where I have to start reintroducing foods. So I'm not using this as a planner per se as far as the days. I'm using this for reintroduction. And then I'm going to use it as my quote-unquote fitness. But even, I mean, it's not really fitness. It's more tracking my calories and my weight, because I obviously need my weight to go up. I have gained 2 pounds. I was 86 pounds a month ago. So I've gained a whopping 2 pounds. It's quite embarrassing to say that I weigh 88 pounds. I'm a 36-year-old woman and I weigh 88 pounds. So that is what I'm going to be using this for. This is the Target ones. I still have my clearance sticker on there. But I'm not going to be using these covers or the dividers, really. Instead, I'm going to use the snap-on cover, this teal one. And if it looks a little different to you, it's because I took acetone and I erased the gold heart from there, so it just looks like an embossed heart. Because I'm not really a big fan of gold in general, but I'm really not a fan of like any of this embellishment stuff that Happy Planner does. I mean, I love the Happy Planner. I love the customization of it. I love how pretty some of the stuff is, but I'm really not one of these like hustle hard and things like that kind of girl. So I did, remove that. It left like a yellow hue, so I had my daughter draw in white with a one of these, like, what are they called? Jelly roll pens, and then I didn't really like how that looked, so I took that off again with acetone, and then found a Tombow marker, which I don't have near me, but that matched this color pretty well. So I colored that in with the Tombow marker. Unfortunately, because I had my daughter do the white, it's got like this little white halo effect on it. So if you don't like the whole, you know, stuff that they put on their covers, you can take it off with acetone, but beware, the lighter colors like this will leave like a little yellowish hint to it with the gold. But anyhow, that's a side note. So anyhow, that is how I plan on using my planners in 2019. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave my classics separate or if I'm going to like Frankenplan and put them together. I kind of like compartmentalizing things, but at the same time, that's a lot of planners at one time. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's my 2019 lineup for now. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. I hope to be making some videos, like I said, with the setups of the other ones. So let me know what you guys are doing for your 2019. I hope to see you soon and have a happy new year. Thanks. Bye.